Kuma, what's going on with Kuma? We know Kuma ran into the red line and he's at like that island, I think, where the lift is to take people to Mary Jo. I think that's the island. I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's get into some Kuma. What's going on with Kuma, Joy Boy?
So my initial thoughts on it, like barring he just ran in the red line because it was just in the way. I think it has a relation to like why the Iron Giant showed up at
Mm.
Mary Joyce, because like we know Vegapunk was trying to replicate the Iron Giant like the scientists did before but couldn't. And I think what he did to Kuma was like trying to replicate it himself. So I think Kuma showing up to at the red line right where the lift is has some kind of connection with why the Iron Giant showed up.
Yeah. Question. What happened around that time that the Iron Giant showed up in Mary Joa? Well,
It
it
was when
was
the
something with the fishermen, right?
the fishermen discrimination took a big toll after that. It was a year where they wanted to join the world government, but also it's the year where the discrimination became bigger. Which I suspect that they believed, since the giant came most likely from the sea, they suspected that they hate the fishmen. They're bigots, so they assumed that it was the fishmen who sent it. So they assume it was them. When in some places where there's bigots in, let's say New York, there in America there are some bigots, and just because it comes from that neighborhood, they're gonna say it's those people for sure, without any proof. I think it's something like that.
All right, so yeah, so y'all kind of on board with Kuma, what Joy Boy said. Is it something with that Iron Giant
Yeah,
programming thing?
because
I don't
the
know.
one
Maybe.
the I'll just say this quickly, and like this angel can go after that. It's just I also find it very interesting that he went through through the red line. Like even though we know that he was in Marijo with his with his ability, so
I
he
don't
could have
think he
just
went through it.
go.
I think he stopped at it.
Well, yeah, we stopped at it, but he blew something up. Like, why did he just not appear inside? The inside where he needs to be. Why? I think there's a reason. Like the giant, I think there's a reason. There's either to destroy something, or I think it's like to
You
open up
said
something. I don't know. It's
why did
weird.
he appear? Hold on, I'm confused. What you thought? You said he went through the red line. I don't. I'm saying I don't. I think he stopped at the red line. Like he crashed into the red line. I don't. He think he like went
Let me check. I
penetrated
think
the
he went.
red line. I think he
I
stopped. I
think
don't think the red line's too thick. I think. I don't think it's possible. Possible for him to just punch through the red line. I'm pretty sure he stopped at it, and that's why like he fell on his back afterwards.
no, because I'm just looking at the scan. It looks like he went through the wall and went inside Marijoa, where the people is, and he's at the northeast area of northeast district of Marijoa.
No, he's not in Mary Jo. He's like at the bottom.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see exactly. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see there was an island under there. Yeah, so he's in front of the red line.
Like
But this is the weird
he's
thing.
he's
Yeah, what?
he's flying. Like we start the chapter off, he's flying through the sky, and then he's flying, and then you kind of see while he's flying in front of him, you see like a little town, right? Because it's like a
Yeah.
little town, and you can see the world government symbol on the red line. Like
Hmm.
it's a town under the red line, and then you see the explosion into the wall right above the town, and
Yeah,
then
and he falls.
it's like he falls down. So like
Yeah.
he just crashed into the red line and stopped.
No, you're right. He stopped. Yeah, he stopped. But that's the thing. Can he just, because he was in the castle in Pangaea, can he just go up to there without having to go through it and having that thing? Like, is there a reason why he did it? That's my question.
This is my answer to your question. It's because he's not trying to go there. It's because he crashes into the red line because the red line is in the way of where he's trying to go. Because if you look at Luffy when he's about to reach Amazon Lily, you see that his thing starts to slow down, and then that little ball, like it goes down slowly, but it still causes a crater, but it doesn't destroy anything. Like it destroys stuff, but like it doesn't. It's not supposed to go through the way that Kuma went through. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what it made me think. It's like that just the red line just stopped it from going where he wanted to.
I kind of agree with Angel on that aspect. Like it doesn't seem like that's where it seemed like
Yeah.
the red line just stopped him more so, and it just
Mhm.
that's why I disagree with. Even though what Joy Boy said it does make sense, and that could be possible. Like it makes a lot of sense because another thing, argument against what Angel just said, like is like argument I guess you could make against what Angel just said, even though I disagree with Angel or I agree with Angel, is maybe Kuma's not fully in control of his abilities at the moment because he's acting really sporadic. Like he's kind of like just
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
like he's maybe he doesn't have full control over like maybe he's not as precise, you know what I'm saying, as far as where he sends you. So if that's the case, maybe his intention was to go to the red line, but it's just he kind of overshot it, but the wall just stopped him. You know what I mean? Like he overshot his destination, but he still arrived at it. He just you know it's like when you shoot a basketball, you're aiming for the hoop, the net and everything, but sometimes you hit that backboard. Like if you throw it too much, you'll hit the backboard and then it bounces off the backboard, goes into the net. So, it could be kind of a situation where like that, so.
Yeah, that's a good take. It's just like, I mean, yeah, that is a good take.
Mhm.
I mean, it is very different though,
I-
because
Yeah.
like when Luffy bounced up and like he didn't get damaged at all, what he got damaged.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
But
but I do agree with you though, Angel. I think it doesn't seem like he was trying to stop there because I feel as if that was his goal. He would have,
no, you're right.
landed, but it's like he was trying to go somewhere, but that wall was there, and it was like, no, you're not going past here, right? Because he didn't try to like throw himself over the wall or anything. He just threw himself and
Yeah, it's like
undershot, you know.
I like but first when I read the chapter, I was very happy. Like, oh, I was right. He's not going to Egghead. But then, like, like I noticed that the way he landed was different from the way Luffy landed on Amazon Lily, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think there's something that I don't know what it is, but maybe the national treasure. I don't know, but there's something that and he wanted to go there.
Yeah. But I do like the idea that Joy Boy said about like maybe uh, he's kind of following the Iron Giant programming, right? Because that actually makes sense, right? Because we were just introduced to that story point with the Iron Giant going to Mary Geoise, right? And then what do we see? We see Kuma, who you could say that his system and his program and everything was based off of something similar to the Iron Giant, maybe even the same. So
Well,
And
I don't think it's a
and
stretch.
he got like activated just after in the same chapter that the S Bear had arrived at Egghead with CP0. So if S Bear went there, it might have activated something the real Kuma, and that's Iron Giant project. So it's there is also some validity to that idea.
I don't think it's the same exact thing. I don't even know if it's something similar. I don't even know if I can think it's something similar because maybe my memory's wrong, but I'm pretty sure like they say like they're nowhere near close to finding out the reason why the Iron Giant went to Marijoa.
No, that's what they said. They said they don't know why he went. It just happened.
Yeah.
So how would they be able to make something similar or
But
exact?
I think it's more like some sort of close to lineage factor. They were able to skin grasp something about that giant, put it in Kuma and his cybernetics, and like Blunt said, something happened in his wiring, and he seemed not to be in control of it, and something dormant just activated, like the Iron Giant.
Yeah, like it's not about like if Vegapunk knew why the Iron Giant went there. It's more of the technology that created Kuma might have been the same possibly or similar, technology to what the Iron Giant was built off. And if it was the same, right? Like if it was the same technology, or at least the programming was similar, then Kuma might be acting off of the Iron Giant's programming. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're saying. It's not whether Vegapunk knew it or not. It's just the technology Kuma was built with. It is pretty much the same one that the Iron Giant was built off, or possibly, or something happened to where it's like circuits got crossed with the Iron Giant's programming. You know what I mean? So that's what Kuma is going off of. He's Vegapunk might not exactly know how to do it or why it's like that. It's just when he built Kuma, it was, maybe the programming, maybe same programming, maybe same technology. I don't know. We don't really know that yet. But that's why Kuma's acting that way. It's not because Vegapunk knew and he intentionally did it. It's just, it just happened, like, because when Vegapunk created Kuma, it was based on that.